bereavement.
He, she's, theys, and all those who slay. Tonight's main event isn't in the ring, it's in your ears. We're body slamming the algorithm and dropping elbows on the ordinary. Welcome to Kicking Out 2. I'm Michael, and with me is the mic dropping, hot take swinging, eloquent enforcer of this podcast herself, Tori. Hey, Tori, how you doing?
That one tracks. I'm good with that one.
All right, well, as long as I get your approval, that's all I'm here for. Make you pop and make you happy. That's what I'm here for. All right, we're going to go ahead and slide straight into the news because we got some good news today. Not good as in the case that it's actually good, but good as in we got a lot of it. First of all, WWE's growing relationship with Saudi Arabia and huge 2025 ahead main talking points. WWE is locking in a... Who's that? Hey, Lady Alpha! Welcome in. WWE is locking in a bigger global strategy with Saudi Arabia. Only one Saudi PLE in 2025, likely due to the already packed schedule. Royal Rumble is in January, as has already been confirmed. But in 2026, WWE is planning 3 Saudi shows. The Royal Rumble, one in May, and then one in November. The November date raises eyebrows because that's around Survivor Series times, as that's always kind of the Thanksgiving tradition. So
Does it say what day in November next year?
It does not. It just says in vague terms that it's May and November are currently the plans. An internal WWE source suggests the Survivor Series won't be shipped overseas, though, but will be moved off of the holiday weekend due to logistics and talent concerns.
I maintain what I said. Doing Survivor Series in Saudi Arabia doesn't sound right.
It just doesn't sound right. But then again, taking it off the holiday, like here's the thing, like a lot of people don't know that SmackDown and Raw were both taped on the same day. So right after Raw finished, SmackDown went in. It's already been recorded for Friday because July 4th. Everybody wanted.
That's why they started so early.
Yeah, so I have saw a couple of rumors that maybe that's a norm thing. Not them recording SmackDown, but them starting that early. Like
I heard that too, and I'm like, why would you? Here's the problem. If you start at 5 o'clock Central Time, first of all, my night is all fucked up. But second of all, if you're on the West Coast, your show is starting at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't think it's actually going to happen. I haven't seen a lot of traction on that. I just saw, I think it's like one post that said something about like this is going to be the norm.
I think I saw the same post and was like, that's really stupid.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to do that though. But obviously, Saudi, they're expanding their deal a little bit with Saudi. Is what it is. They're making money off of it. We've said our griefs with Saudi. The only non-grief is I get to eat my McGriddles while we're watching a pay-per-view, so a little win for that. WWE Evolution, which we're going to kind of light on this piece of the news because we're going to talk more about that later. But there is some information that obviously Liv Morgan's injured, so the show has been reshuffled a couple of times. Trish Stratus is in Pittsburgh, where the WWE is taping Raw and SmackDown at the time. So just this past Monday, she was in Pittsburgh. Didn't see her, but means that there probably is conversations happening of something to do with her or where to put her. There's been strong internal talk of Trish versus Tiff because of last year of them being together. Creative options are on the table if she agrees to compete. So obviously she didn't show up on Monday night, but her being in that same city at the same time probably means that there was some conversations happening. Injury bugs keep going. Unfortunately, Otis has been out since May 5th. We finally got an update on him. He underwent arthroscopic elbow surgery, which sounds scary, but apparently is nothing major. It's just taking him off of TV for a little bit of time. The recovery time is unclear. Could be back sooner rather than later, though. But that would be why we haven't seen him around since his match with Rusev. We have a new contract watch happening. Steve Macklin over in TNA. Apparently he is in his contract year. His is up in December of this year. So amid a huge roster shift already happening in TNA, there's a possibility that he could be going. He's currently, I believe, the international champion, whatever they call that. Their mid-card title. He's currently the mid-card champ.
I don't watch enough TNA to keep up. Somebody else can fill that in because I don't know.
Chelsea Green's mysterious absence has been solved as well. Chelsea Green missed the June 13th SmackDown, which was slated for Queen of the Ring, WWE claimed that she didn't show up as part of an angle. The reality is she had a sinus infection that led to temporary hearing loss and a trip to the ER. It's not related to her previously broken nose, they're saying, which was she was willing to wrestle through. But, of course, they had her stay home and get some rest.
I'm sure Matt did something. We'll blame Cardona.
That's right. It's all Matt's fault. Vickie Guerrero is hinting at a return. So she said apparently that she could be back in WWE within a few weeks, possibly related to the Evolution pay-per-view coming. On screen, Vickie, has been a beloved heel. She was regularly there between 2005 and 2018. She even had a small AEW run in 19 to 23. Obviously, there was some speculation and some issues between her and Saul of stuff happening there. So I don't know if people want her back necessarily, but apparently there's a chance she might come back. And then the biggest news as far as injuries are concerned, Chad Gable is out. He had his surgery today. We actually saw a picture of him doing that. El Grande Americano was said to also be injured, but he showed up last night on Raw, so we'll have to see.
You know who that was?
I know who that was. It was Grande Americano.
No.
I know. But for the bit, yeah, it was Grande Americano. He's obviously fine. He walked right through that shot perfectly fine. Cracked me the hell up. Also explains why a certain person was hanging around all those moments that Chad Gable was around. So he obviously stole that outfit. With that being said, we'll go ahead and move over to 3 count. We're going to start with you. So the first one you want to talk about is Evolution 2's announcement and kind of the skepticism because of how quickly we're just kind of throwing this stuff together. So go right ahead.
Okay. We've discussed Liv's injury, how much it's affected the show, obviously. Massive ripples. Giving Roxanne the title, totally saw that coming. I'm good with a fatal 4-way, depending on who the team from SmackDown is, because you've decimated your tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the only option is Sol Ruca and Zarya, but that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
With Sol being their
speed champion.
Whatever champion. Huh?
Well, yeah, okay, so she's speed champion and she's their North American champion?
That's what it is. She's the North American champ. Who are you going to have? Because who's left?
Yeah, as far as actual female tag teams, obviously we've just built a team, building a team, trying not to yeah, that's what I'm trying to allude to Stampede. I've already seen some of the spoilers for this Friday, so they have made a team that is going to be the SmackDown team from SmackDown. So we know who that team's going to be already.
Okay, send me that because I obviously missed that.
Okay. Yeah, you and I will talk about that after, just because I don't want to give away any spoilers on the show.
Is first of all, this show is 2 weeks out for round numbers. 2 weeks. This is the most thrown together counter programming bullshit. When this first pay-per-view was announced 7 years ago, let's just go to that point. It took you 7 fucking years. That thing was hyped up for months. They made it feel huge. This literally feels like programming filler. This is let's appease people to shut them the fuck up.
It kind of does. Like it bugs me because we've known this is coming for a while because the big conversation was why are they putting that against All In? They're gonna, get the girls buried because
it's the next day.
It's that weekend though. Like it's
well, and
You're going to have people comparing that show to All In because it's that same weekend.
That sucks for Evolution. It sucks for Saturday Night's Main Event. It sucks for the Great American Bash because, for a special announcement, Tori will be at All In.
He will be at All In.
I am so excited. I will be there with the Heels team. They did, but it does feel like an afterthought, and that's my problem. Like, this pay-per-view should be a celebration of women.
Yeah, well, and especially because the lack, and not that they're not getting better at it, but obviously because of the environment over there, the lack of women involvement in the Saudi show, you could have been building this up this entire time, and just like Evolution is their big payoff. So it's a little weird that we're just kind of throwing this together. Like, to me, like, just the tag team as an example, we should have already known who the tag teams were, except for maybe NXT. NXT should have been like the surprise one of like, we're going to do a tournament and da-da-da-da. You know, somehow who gets that spot.
The sad part is NXT put the first match on the show, but we've had no. We have had absolutely nothing else officially booked and fully announced.
Right.
I get that the tag match is booked. We're doing a battle royal, but why?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it is kind of just hodgepodge thrown together. First of all, I think part of it to me is PLE fatigue, because we just had the Saudi show. In that same weekend, we have Saturday Night's Main Event, we have the NXT show,
Great
American Bash, and we have Evolution. It's like, that's a lot of stuff within just a couple of week period. So them throwing all this stuff together is just really kind of odd. And then on top of that, it doesn't seem like anybody's, except for the women, are really excited about the show, because nobody's really talking about it.
I remember when the first one came around, and I admit to being very critical of the Bellas. I'm the first to own that. I was.
Are.
Yes, I don't disagree. That vignette was amazing. I was super critical of the Bellas, but I'm also aware that their match is the one that started the women's revolution when it started, because 30 seconds is what they were given. And the crowd went crazy, and the women's wrestling hashtag started, and it forced their hand. This absolutely is terrible in terms of timing. The location is fine. It's Atlanta, whatever. Usually have a decent crowd in Atlanta. Honestly, if I'm doing this show and I want a crowd that's going to react to it, I'm doing it in Philly. Yeah. I'm not doing it in Atlanta. And this acting like Saturday Night's Main Event is a great option for a 2-night thing. No, the fuck it's not. Seth Rollins LA Knight is going to be way better than Gunther and old fuck. So, and to try and act like this is going to counter program All In, what? You're going to start your show when the main event is going on of All In.
Right.
No. Just no. This card for All In is absolutely fucking stacked. This women's show is thrown together. It's terrible. Nobody cares, and we're doing it in fucking July.
Yeah, it's an odd placement. Like, first of all, Women's History Month is March, so
I just looked that up because that's my thought. Why is this not like the first weekend in March?
Yeah, like, let's hold off on this event. Let's go ahead and say it's next year, because this year's already stacked. I mean, it's the same idea as far as, like, you know, the Saudi thing that I just talked about with the news. Like, the likelihood we're not doing any more Saudi shows this year is because we're already booked out for the year. It's stacked already.
There's so much going on.
What, you know, why would we try to do that? So yeah, take that out, fit it in next year, and put it somewhere that matters, somewhere that makes sense. Speaking All In though, since we're talking about the head to head there, your number 2 was All In Texas. You already made your announcement about you being there.
Yes,
But
I'm
just to
so
kind of
excited.
throw this out there, you talked about the stacked matches. Already talked about is Moxley versus Hangman for the men's title, Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné, Kenny Omega versus Okada, and then the Casino Gauntlet match, which is always a major deal. And that's
Male
just
and females Casino Gauntlet match.
Yeah.
We also have Swerve and Ospreay against the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. So
and those casino matches, somebody's debuting or coming back. I'm assuming it's we've got that's the never mind, that's the ROH thing. I'm guessing because Darby has already said he'll be there. He's winning the gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if they're going to let him win that and then cash it in like that night.
Maybe.
Hangman loses.
Maybe do like a, was that WrestleMania 18, 19?
Which one?
The one where like Brett lost and then Hogan came out and
Hogan, Luger, all that shit. Yeah. Or Hogan came at, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yokozuna. That's what it was. So it was at Caesars.
Yeah. So like that whole thing.
Just the real Caesars
Palace? No, it was earlier. WrestleMania 9, maybe. I don't know. Stampy, correct me, please.
Is this the real Caesars Palace? Sorry, I watched The Hangover the other day.
All I can think of is Bobby Heenan riding a camel backwards.
Which was funny as fuck. Gorilla Monsoon clowning was pretty solid too.
So go ahead. Go ahead and gush on All In for a little bit.
First of all, the heels are having a booth. Ladies, if you're coming, come by and say hi. I don't think it needs a build. No, I disagree. I think he shows up and the crowd's going to go nuts when he shows up. And then if he does it that night, it starts a huge thing with him and Mox that you can run for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And Darby is well overdue for a world title. He was on the path before he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
I mean, Mox pushed him downstairs in a fucking wheelchair. Like.
Yeah, he gave him the Zach Gallen treatment. It's all right. Yeah, the thing with it, like you mentioned, like would they let him do it that night? That would be cool. However, I think Darby's the right type of character, where especially with the Sting homages that he does now, have him hanging out in the rafters during a Mox match and just looking over.
I just want to point out that weekend is also Starcast.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me check something before I say it.
Sting will be there.
Yeah. There's nothing says Sting doesn't come out. There's nothing says Brian Danielson doesn't come out because he'll be at Starcast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, a lot of people are picking Hangman to win that match this weekend, and I don't see it. Or next weekend, excuse me. I don't see it. They've teed this up for Darby this entire time.
Yeah.
So if he's healthy and he's ready to go, I don't see it not being him. That would be weird for them to shift it that way.
Right.
All right. Anything else on All In you want to talk about, or?
The matches themselves, like I said, we know they're going to be crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Darby's never leaving because WWE would never let Darby do what he does.
Nope.
Away from the ring, not just in it. And I'm really looking forward to Ospreay and Swerve against the Bucks. That tag match is going to be crazy. Watching Ospreay and Swerve work together.
Yeah. It's going to be a great match. The few tag matches they've already done have been really cool with how they've mixed in the house call with the hidden blade. It's been some fun stuff.
Yeah. And I'm going to the Dynamite before All In, so I'm excited about that too. It's definitely going to be a fun Fun few days. A lot of driving.
Well, I was going to. Are you at the point where are you going to stay down there, or are you going to go there, come back, go there, come back?
I'll go down Wednesday for the show, spend the night, have the Heels luncheon Thursday, drive back, I'm leaving Saturday morning at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Because gates open at noon. The show starts at 2. So.
Well, the offer I gave you for Tuesday, which we'll talk about that towards the end of the show, what's happening
we'll
Tuesday.
Figure that
out. Same offer for Thursday. Like Thursday, if you're gonna be jet lagged, car lagged, however you want to say it, like if you need, take it.
Doesn't somebody else have the game?
A few people do, and so we could do that, or I could do AI. It's fine.
Yeah, whichever.
We can figure it out.
If somebody wants to play it, that's fine. Like I said, if I get home, I'll jump in just to hang out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Tuesday, yeah, there's just a lot of variables that week, so.
Either that, or I've got a few things I need to create because I started Rosemary.
Yes, ROH pay-per-view was shaping up really good. Yeah. I'm hoping that both Thunder Rosa and Athena are in the gauntlet match because they both deserve to be.
Mm-hmm.
They both deserve to be on All In. I'm hoping the women's match goes a little longer, just because you have so many women from that area on your roster.
Yeah. Well, and for both gauntlets, there's a lot of faces I really hope we get to see, because we have heard a lot lately of people that are not hurt. They're just not there. And so if I could see a Keith Lee pop up in the men's, it'd be awesome. If I could see a Britt Baker show up in the women's, absolutely
he's replied to some tweets. He's healthy. He's just waiting for something for them to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen a lot of that with a lot of people now of like, hey, I'm not hurt. I'm here. I'm just waiting for them to do something. I'd like to see some faces in there. It's a perfect opportunity. Even if you have nothing for them, you've got 10, 15, 20 people that you're trying to throw into a battle royal. Just toss them in there. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. So,
the forever title? I don't know about that.
If they do it, I don't want them to do it at All In. If they're going to do it, I would rather them do it. I don't want them to do it at the ROH pay-per-view. I want them to do that at All In. If she's dropping that title, it needs to be on the main show.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a big deal. Like a really, really big deal.
Yeah. Well, and this is just a me thing. It's nothing against her. I've never been a big Thunder Rosa fan. Like, I don't get her. There's something about her missing for me. I don't see that programming, me enjoying it, seeing her win that title. All right, on to number 3. Now, number 3, I meant to ask you to clarify, because it's CM Punk and fickle fans. Is it about the apology, or is it about CM Punk in general?
Just in general with how the fans were, because anytime they saw him, he got booed. And then they did that press, whatever they call it, the countdown show, whatever the fuck they call it.
The presser or whatever it is.
Him out.
Mm-hmm.
Straight called him out about the tweet that he put out a few years ago about Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's true. And I agree she can't transition to the roster, but you could absolutely have her defend the ROH title on an AEW pay-per-view and make it a big deal.
Yeah.
But that fan straight called him out for it. And he apologized. And I was really hoping he was going to say something like, if you saw the number of zeros on the check, you'd apologize too.
So real quick before you move on, let me ask a quick question just that I have on my mind, because I've seen it and I have my thoughts. Immediately after that happened, discourse started happening of that was a plant and they planned the apology. Do you care if it was a plant?
Yes and no. Oh, 100%. No, yeah. I totally agree. The fact that he went shows what kind of sellout he is.
Yeah.
He is, period. He's a sellout. Like I said, the only thing missing was you should see the number of zeros on the check that I'm getting for doing this.
Yeah, for
sure. Because there's not a chance he went without a fat paycheck.
Yeah.
I agree completely on that one, Stampede.
I want to say, like, I personally, if it's a plant or not, I don't care. To me, if they planted someone there, it was because they wanted to make sure the apology got out. It still shows him apologizing, whether it was a real apology or not. It made the fans feel good.
It did.
Because it turned them on a dime at that point.
Absolutely. If that was the case, if he wanted to genuinely apologize, he'd have done it on Twitter on his own.
Yep. Maybe.
Him coming after Shane's thing would actually be fucking hilarious. Seeing him dancing like Shane. But no, I just was like, really, this is what we're doing? We're just gonna act like this, like he didn't say it, and we're just gonna pretend like everything's fine? Like, this is where we are with this? Because you just ruined your entire comeback, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a sellout bitch move. When Cena said the only way you get that title shot is over there, he should have said, well, then fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
He should have said no.
Fair enough.
If you're going to have a moral about something, stand on it. Stand on business.
Yeah. So
I didn't watch the show live. I watched parts of it. Yeah, let me rephrase that. I turned it on and quit paying attention. I just knew we were going to talk about it, so I needed to know what happened.
Yeah.
But no, you're a sellout. Your whole thing has been the voice of the voiceless. Well, guess what, bitch? You're one of them now.
Okay.
You ruined your entire comeback. I hope you never win another title.
Fair enough. So you're not buying the apology. You're not buying it was a mean tweet on a crabby morning. Okay.
I'm buying that they wrote him a fat fucking check. Oh, you're not wrong, but if you're gonna if you're gonna make a statement like that and stand on business, stand on business.
Yeah. I will say this just because, like, I feel like without knowing for sure, I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing.
Oh, I'm 100% willing to admit that I'm for sale.
You give me enough zeros, I might do it too.
I'm going to own it.
Yeah.
He's not. He's acting like this was some genuine thing, and it's not. There's nothing genuine about this. You're a sellout, bro. Yeah. You're absolutely a sellout to everything you have espoused since you started wrestling for the WWE however long ago.
Yeah.
You're a sellout.
Okay. Fair enough. On my 3 count, my first one, Karrion Kross, we all thought that we got screwed over. Like, I will give Triple H some credit here because apparently that is not over. Karrion attacked Sammy on Monday. So it's still inserting him into a thing with Sammy. I still don't like the way the match ended. I know you were kind of not paying attention. Did you see how that match ended, though?
It's Sammy just out of nowhere with a haluva kick and a pin?
Yeah.
That was a dookie finish.
Yeah, well, especially with what happened right before it, of him, like, you know, he had him in the corner. He's like, tell him you're a sellout. Tell him you're wrong. Tell him you're lying to him. And then he runs back to the corner and then gets clocked with one kick and we're done. What? To me, like, there had to be
this is not an F5, bro. It's a haluva kick. Calm down, y'all.
There needed to be a win or a moral win, and he got neither one.
Nah.
The only good thing that comes out of this is now we found out that that's not done, because on Monday he attacks him with a pipe.
And he beat the piss out of him.
Beat the piss out of him, and then did an amazing Twitter promo of how, like, they're wanted. People yelling, they want me. How does that feel, Sammy, that people are telling you right now that the wrong person won? Like,
it's not just that. Sammy did exactly what he was talking about. He attacked him when his back was turned.
Yeah.
Because that whole move, I mean, yes, he was in the process of turning, but he kicked the shit out of him when he wasn't looking.
Yeah. And 9.5 back bumps, just so we're clear.
Do what?
9.5 back bumps, just so we're clear.
Oh, this whole thing about them not pushing Cross because he can't bump.
He did an interview that I saw today, and he was asked about that, and he was like, "There's been a lot of discourse about whether you could take a back bump or not." He's like, "I know, I've seen it. We talked about it in the back. Some people said that I should go out there and sell like Shawn Michaels did for Hogan, or that I should go out there and not take any bumps."
Either one of those would be an amazing reaction to that.
But
either one of those would be absolutely epic. If he went out there and bumped like Shawn did for Sammy, if he's going to do it, he needs to do it for somebody like Tozawa.
Yeah. But
if you're going to do it to prove a point.
Here's where he's a good guy, though, because he flat out said, he's like, but that makes this silly. And I don't want to make my art silly. I want to go out there and entertain the fans the way they deserve to be entertained, not do something for a goof. So good
That's
for
fair.
him for that. But yeah, like it's a funny thought. I sure hope he gets a contract.
If his contract is up in July and he just lost in Saudi to a fucking haluva kick, he's done. He's done.
Well, no, here's the thing with him though, because he said multiple times in multiple interviews he doesn't want to go anywhere, even with what's going on now. He doesn't want to go anywhere. WWE is his home. He wants to stay there. So if they offer him a contract, he will probably stay. But the hope is that they're going to offer him something. That's where I'm concerned of if they offer him anything. Number 2, Kyle versus Kyle, which has got to be one of the greatest things I've ever seen from two people that are massively entertaining, but we don't get to see a lot of.
I really am generally not a fan of the fans taking over. Like I don't like it. This was absolutely fucking epic.
Yeah.
The chants were absolutely second to none.
Mm-hmm.
The creativity was perfect. Like,
well, so to go through some of the chants, we got the "Let's go Kyle, Kyle sucks," and of course Kyle Fletcher playing into it like he's the "Let's go Kyle."
He's the good guy.
Which is great. Holy Kyle, thank you Kyle, and my personal favorite, we Kyle people, people.
I'm telling you, the creativity on this one was so good. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Shit.
He would have been popping balls and shit.
He'd have popped a blood vessel. Like,
but great match between the two. First of all, it was an amazing match. Despite having some interference, which the crowd was really annoyed about because the crowd was really into them just being in the match.
Yeah.
But it was a great match. It was one of those fun things. I've said in a bunch of different shows that we've done and shows that I've been on, I love the story. I love the fun of wrestling more than I do the in-ring action. And so this was something like it just popped me. It's just a fun match.
I was crying.
It was the chocolate fountain on the buffet. It's so much fun and it's great to have. And you don't want it all the time, but sometimes, Jesus Christ, it's so much fun to have. My third one, unfortunately, our boys, the New Days, the New Day, lost their tag team title. Yep, I didn't even notice you had that on.
I wore this just for them because it was a travesty.
It's a travesty. Woods got on Twitter and had a tirade of it. If you haven't watched it, please watch it.
Fucking hilarious.
Two of my favorite things he said on this is that are 100% true is, first of all, those titles are about to become background jewelry for every single argument they have every single week on the show, talking about Judgment Day, because we've seen what happens with the women's titles. Women's tag title is it's just dressing in the background. And so that could be happening here too.
No, I don't know I don't know that I know who either one of them are anyway.
I've heard of El Desperado. I don't know who June Kasey is. And then my favorite line, which I had to send to Tori when I heard it, was your back is bigger than your dreams. Talking about the fat, overweight people that are
why are you going to talk about the big
crap
bag?
to
That's
them.
just
First of all, I feel very
called out.
Yeah, very called out, and yet I'm still supporting them because thank God for the New Day. Yeah, I mean it was a great heel turn, and this last since they got the titles, I think the heel run has been better. I don't understand why we lost the titles. I get it for the Judgment Day story because it's something that I think I mentioned on one of the review shows I did, which is they were like, well, the Judgment Day shouldn't get the belts. No, I think they should, because with Liv gone, when Liv comes back and everybody has gold
except her,
yeah, like that helps that story. But I don't like New Day losing it, because then what was the point of them winning it? Like that,
right.
what was that point? Because Judgment Day could have won it from Eric and Ivar just as easy. So, like, what was that story supposed to be? But I'm kind of hoping, and then this is just me, like, praying to the wrestling gods that maybe Big E's gotten some good news, because them losing, then he has something he can say.
Did you see what they did in the match?
I saw that they did. Yeah, they did.
Midnight Hour.
Midnight Hour,
which was big, and they mentioned
this
was the finisher they did with Big E.
And so those little points, I'm hoping maybe that's where we're going with this, and that'd be great if Big E's fine. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see Big E back. What are you over there giggling about? I gotta ask.
Tiffany posted a bunch of pictures from the wedding.
Oh, okay.
And some of these are fucking epic.
I don't have a graphic.
I hadn't seen all of these, so sorry.
That's all right. I don't have a graphic for it yet, but I've kind of figured that this last segment of the show is going to be kind of a rotating thing. So sometimes we'll do a Twitter comment. Sometimes we'll do, we talked about bringing back some of the TikTok things we used to do as the final segment. This one I want to call the main event, though. It's when something deeper in conversation happens. Usually we throw it in a 3 count, but I think sometimes it's even bigger than a 3 count. Sometimes it's something that is even more impactful. It needs to kind of have its own thing. So tonight, we are talking about something kind of more heavy and something real, and that's the dangers that wrestlers are facing from fans who are taking things way too far. And we touched a little bit about it on our last episode with Lady Alpha, but like more things have kind of been coming out even just since then, of things that have happened. Someone was just recently arrested because they showed up at Liv's house, apparently. So, like, with all these headlines of things that have happened, like, just to think of some of them, even in the past, we had Bret Hart that was tackled at the Hall of Fame ceremony. We had Seth Rollins attacked on live TV. We had Sonya that was stalked. We had Liv. We have Roxy. Rhea apparently also had some stuff that she recently talked about that came up.
People sent stuff to her parents' house.
Yeah.
That's fucking creepy.
It really is. And the deeper truth is some of these fans might be dealing with mental health issues.
And that is more than likely the case.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse the actions. I want to be clear about that.
It doesn't. And yes, mental health is a thing. It needs to be addressed. I hope that these people get the help they need. Mm-hmm. Because some of these people legitimately believe they have relationships with these people, with the superstars, the wrestlers. Yeah. Obviously, that is a mental health issue, and I hope they get the help they need. I hate that this has happened to several of them. But the fact that they've had to keep addressing this is a problem.
It is. And the reason I want to bring it up is because we can talk about the mental health issues. We can talk about the fact that it's passionate fans and obsessed fans. Great minds think alike, throwing that word out there.
100%.
Wrestling is storytelling. It's passion. It's emotion. But it's not a license to put people in danger. And while we can talk about people with the mental issues and the overzealous fans, that's not all of the story either. I had talked about previously when I went to Raw with my ex-mother-in-law. when we went there, I walked around the back of the building, and it's where the wrestlers show up. It was a wide open gated area with like 2 security guards, and wrestlers are pulling up in cars. Why are we treating them like they're just some schmuck that's showing up to the show? Why are they not being, put into a tunnel area, guarded off, something?
I feel like if this keeps being a thing, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and not that I think that, because we talk about, money and 1%ers and all that stuff.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. We talk about the idea of like spending too much money and all that, but maybe we don't have a separate airplane for the wrestlers, but like maybe all the wrestlers are on the same plane and we have security there with them. We just had a thing that popped up today. It was Bronson Reed saying like, hey, I'm not going to sign shit at an airport. Just flat out calling it out. And then a reply to that was one of the female wrestlers, and I forget which one it was, but just basically said like, yeah, today was draining because apparently she got off the plane and then there was just a shit ton of people there, at the airport. And why do we feel like it's okay to bombard these people at the airport? Why do we feel like it's okay to bombard them at the hotel? And here's the thing. Young me is part of that culture too. Because me and Tori showed up at a Toby Keith's Bar and Grill where they were having dinner. And so, yeah, we were kind of part of that problem.
Okay.
But we also, though, respected the space. We let them eat. We didn't go interrupt them while they're at their tables. Like, we waited until they started getting up around and started talking to people. They started that interaction before we did anything. People just jumping in when someone's getting off a plane. People just jumping in when they're trying to get to the hotel. That shit's crazy.
Did you see Bronson Reed's tweet?
Yeah, I mentioned that when you walked off.
Sorry.
Do you know who? Did you see who replied back and talked about how?
Chelsea.
Was it Chelsea? I remember that some female did that. It was hard because that day apparently there was a lot of fucking people. But
and then Sean Ross retweeted it and said that there was apparently just like you said a ton of people.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that gets me is like recently we've seen a lot with John Cena too. And like one that sticks out in my brain is when they got to Saudi, I think it was, and they're backstage and a guy's like, hey, can I take a picture? And then Cena notices that while he's asking Cena for a picture, the guy's recording him asking Cena for a picture. And he's like, dude, like my big thing is consent. Like if you want to record me, just ask me, just say something. Like, and then walked away. And here's how good guy John Cena is. John Cena came back later and was just like, I'm sorry that I had to walk away from you. But like, that's a problem.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like over the course of history, there's been a lot of issues like that. And I think wrestling though is one of those where it's a weird dichotomy because we don't look at John Cena like we look at Sylvester Stallone. People don't go running down the street looking at him going, hey, Rocky, 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 sign this, Rocky. No. They don't do that. They treat him like a celebrity. But because John Cena is in your house every single Monday, and it's John Cena, and we're in the middle of his life, then it's okay that we just walk up to him. No, he's still an actor. He's still a celebrity. He's still doing his job. We don't need to treat him like that. And that goes with the same thing with like the females. Do I think that someone with a slightly less mental capacity can look at a Rhea Ripley who flirts with the camera and is very provocative in the way she reacts to things, that someone could go, I'm going to flirt with her? Yeah, I could see that, but you don't cross that line. You look at that character and go, okay, that character I could interact with. But if Rhea Ripley's out hanging out in the street, that's not the person you're seeing on TV. That's Buddy Matthews' wife. That's a woman who is married and like has a life. That's not the girl who dated Dom Mysterio and then she got left. That's not the same person. But the big thing around. Go ahead.
It's absolutely an issue. It's absolutely a problem, and it's going to get to the point where they're going to start basically booking multiple airline tickets and flying into private airports that no one can get into. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to end up having to build tunnels and over canopies and things to protect people.
Yeah.
Well, and that's so sad.
And one of the things I said when you walked off is like, I don't think that they need to have their own private planes, but like maybe going forward, all the wrestlers are on the same plane and security is on the plane with them. That way they can walk them from the tunnel to the front or to the baggage claim or wherever they're going. So there's someone in between them and the fans. The fact that we have such direct contact with these people, when they were here for Raw, AJ Styles was at Cricket and it was a free event. You could have just walked up to AJ Styles, have him sign shit. Hi, how you doing?
Isaac was there.
Yeah. Like you could have those moments with them, and it's great that we have that access. And don't forget social media. We have direct access to wrestlers, but if this continues to go the way it is, it's going to go from being something amazing into something toxic, and that line can disappear as fast as it appeared. And so we will lose that direct contact to these people, which I know some of them love it. You see the look on Rhea's face when she meets a little girl fan and just like hugs the hell out of her. Like you see these moments. And even the wrestlers themselves talk about it from when they were kids. Cora Jade talks about when she met CM Punk and AJ Lee. And
when AJ met Lita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like you have these moments that like that started the process of the mental thought of I can do this, I want to do this, I want to be part of that world. And so you lose the passion of the people that could be coming next because they don't have that access anymore. They don't get to see their heroes in those moments because someone did something stupid and took it away. Just remember, this is wrestling. It should be passionate, but it also needs to be safe for everyone. Not just us, the fans, but for the performers too. So for those that are here in the group with us here, watching us, let us know your thoughts. How do you think promotions could do better? How do you think fans could be better to make this a better environment for them?
So Thursday last week was our Heels call, and we talked about travel with Bryce Rensburg, he's head of travel for AEW, as well as a referee, obviously. Mm-hmm. He said they have a team that literally shuttles everybody from the hotel to the venue. They don't advertise what hotel they're at. They're very secretive about it, and they should. It's sad that they have to be, but they should be. Well, I hate to be that person, but
even if they're not secretive about it, though, like I think of one specific situation over in Japan. And for anybody who's watching this, please don't get offended. This is what he wants to be called. There is a representative in Japan called Fat Ass Masa. And he is the guy that picks up the wrestlers. He takes them to the restaurants. Like he is the go-to for everything.
Okay.
Have that in each area. Have a group of people or a person that schedules all that out of like, this person is in charge of the wrestlers while they're here. So call him if you need to go somewhere. He will come get you. He will take care of it.
That's basically what AEW has. Now, obviously, and this is not said as a knock, but some of the people in AEW are not as well known nationally, internationally as some of the WWE people. Obviously, Cena's at 25 years. Rhea's at how many?
Yeah.
Like most of these people that we're discussing have careers that are longer than AEW has been around.
Yeah. Well, and you also have the eyes that are on that product. There's not as many eyes on AEW. I love AEW. That's not a knock on them. It's just they are not as big as the WWE. So someone seeing Cena walk down the street versus someone seeing Jack Swagger walk down the street, two entirely different things. We went nuts because Hagar was across the street from us, but most fans wouldn't.
Right. And that, I think, is... I think that's where it's different. Like, we're doing a luncheon for the heels, and it's just for heels members only.
Mm-hmm.
But like Aubrey and Amanda will be there. I'm pretty sure both of them will be there. I don't know who else is going to show up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that some of these, Nyla's shown up. Absolutely. 100%. And I get that treating them a little different because of who they are in the terms of, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
It's kind of like our story of that jersey behind you. Like, the Big Show was the first one we got to sign it. And we made a point of waiting till he got done with dinner to go say something. And he commented on that to me.
Yeah.
He was like, I saw you guys stand there. I appreciate you waiting. And was super polite about it.
Yep.
Like, I
finished eating the dinner with the people that he didn't know. Sorry, I just still want to point that out.
He paid for the whole thing. But I waited till he got up and was done at that table before I even approached him.
Yeah.
Brian talked about when he got married, which has been forever ago. On his honeymoon at the hotel, he saw Eddie, He Who Shall Not Be Named, Malenko, and Saturn.
Oh, saw all the radicals.
Yes, had an entire conversation with Eddie.
Oh shit!
And he said, I saw him. I was like, hey, I'm a big fan. And Eddie was like, cool. And Brian's like, we just had a whole ass conversation with him.
Yeah. Well, and so I'm gonna attach to that and then allow you to retell a story that you've already told. It just shows that if you're just cool about it and you treat them with respect, you get a lot better experience out of that. And they have more respect for that situation because you met Mark Henry.
So.
And that, had a whole ass conversation with this dude.
Sat next to this man.
Yeah. And it's just because you were cool about it. Like, you weren't freaking out and, following him down the damn runway.
I am in Houston on my way back to Tulsa when AEW was in town. So what, February?
Mm-hmm.
My fiance and I had gone to see her daughter Allie in Ohio. We flew to Pittsburgh, flew back. We're in Austin. I'm sitting there, and I see somebody wheel Mark Henry by in a wheelchair, which first of all broke my heart a little bit, just to know that he's having issues and had to have a wheelchair.
Yeah. Which apparently he's better now. I just wanted to
Yes, he's doing much better now. It's just, he said it's basically just to help him get around because the airport is so big.
Yeah.
Which I get.
Yeah.
So I kind of moved because it occurred to me they had been in that area the week before, sometime before I got there. And then I moved just to kind of see what I saw. Just hoping I saw somebody else. So a few minutes later, I'm not thinking anything of it. Haven't been really paying attention to my gate because we had time. I look over, and Mark Henry is sitting next to my fiance. There's a bag between them, I think it was. His bag. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I'm going over to sit down, but I'm like, I'm going to have to ask this man to move or move his stuff at least. And so I walked over. I said, I'm sorry, that's my fiance. Can you move your bag so I can sit down? He's like, cool. Scoots down a chair, sets his bag on the floor. And I sat down. I kind of leaned over. I was like, I saw you roll by earlier. Didn't want to make a big deal about it. Big fan. Enjoyed your career. How you liking it? Had a whole conversation with him. Solid probably 20 20, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Gave you liquor.
Huh?
Gave you liquor.
Yeah, he had a free drink coupon for the plane, and I don't drink, so but I still have it. I kept it because I thought it was cool.
You should take it with you in case you run into him to have him sign it. Just.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna get him to sign it. Fuck Hulk Hogan, dude. Like,
which a lot of people are saying today, but that's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole different conversation.
Because apparently he's been brought up like 3 times this week.
Okay, well I missed something somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I took a picture with him. He was super cool, super kind. Like I saw him again when we got off the plane in Tulsa. I passed him, said, "Hey, welcome to Tulsa. I live here. I'll be at the show tomorrow." He's like, "Hope you have a good time." Like he was super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just didn't make a huge thing out of it. I didn't feel the need to draw a bunch of attention. Be like, "Oh shit, it's Mark Henry."
Yeah. Or have 50 things for him to sign, or have 50 things for him to sign, and
yeah, it did occur to me that some people may not know who he is either, and I didn't want that to be embarrassing if people are like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Because some people don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He's just really hard to miss. Like that man
is a big dude.
Big dude.
Even in his older age, he's still a big dude.
But he was super kind and super nice, and he will always be one of my favorite people in the business because of how polite he was.
Yeah.
Like he introduced, I introduced Mary to him. He said, she had no idea who he was.
Right. Not a wrestling fan, though. So I mean, it's
right.
But yeah, I mean, the whole point that I wanted you to bring that up though is like it just don't freak out about this and don't make it a big spectacle. And speaking of the 50 signing things, if you're there to have them sign 50 things, you're not a fan. You're doing that to sell 100%. That shit on eBay.
100%.
Like it's fuck you. Don't do that. Expect like bombarding them at the airport and at the hotel for that bullshit. If you want them to sign 50 things, then how about this? You go pay the money to have them sign shit at one of the conventions or whatever. Yeah. And then fine, you sell it. Because then you invested in it to make the money. Okay. I still say fuck you, but at least then you're paying them for your work.
I personally would love to see wrestlers that do sign stuff ask who it's for and sign that person's name.
Mm-hmm.
Because kind of kills your resale value at that point.
Yeah, for sure. That was going to be the last segment of the show, but for the fact that you haven't heard the things that have been coming out. So we're going to do a new segment right now called Fuck Hulk Hogan. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
This will be our most popular segment.
Fuck Hulk Hogan. So 2 stories came out today that I saw. The first one was, did you ever watch No Holds Barred, the movie?
I vaguely remember it. It's been forever and a day ago.
Okay. So the promoter in the movie, do you remember who that was?
No.
Okay, I'm going to need you to Google the cast real quick. God. Just so you can see who this is, because you'll know who it is when you see him.
Tell me his name.
You won't know about the name.
Oh, okay.
Because I was the same way. I saw the name, I'm like, who's that? And then I pulled up the picture, and I'm like, oh, that guy.
Who is it?
Hold on.
I don't know who the producer was, so I don't know. It doesn't tell me whose role was what.
Kurt Fuller.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Oh, okay.
Sir, I am an encyclopedia of useless information. Yes, I know who Kurt Fuller is.
Very valid. Okay. So
if you see him with a shaved face, you'd know exactly who he was too.
No,
this dude has been in a ton of shit.
When I saw the picture of him, I knew who it was, but I was reading the article of what I saw today. Well, apparently,
he was in Wayne's World, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Kurt had done a podcast, and they had asked him about his time on No Holds Barred, and he said, "I almost died because Hulk Hogan's a dick." Of course, that was what. So there's a scene in there where Kurt's character had written a check and had given it to Hogan's character. And Hogan's character was supposed to shove the check into Kurt's mouth.
Right.
And then says, like, I'm not going to be here when the check clears, like referring to he's going to eat and swallow and shit out the check. Apparently, Hogan decided he was going to do it for real. So he really shoved the check down his throat. His nails scratched the back of his throat, which caused an infection that he almost died from. And so when all that happened, he talked to Hogan about it, and Hogan was just like, sorry, brother, that's how we do things. What? You asshole.
Okay, so for those that may not know who Kurt Fuller is, he played Woody on Psych.
Yep.
He was the medical examiner.
Yep, he was.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
That's who Kurt Fuller is.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit. Like I said, I saw the name and I didn't know who it was, but then I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, that guy. He's everywhere.
Right.
He was in Bingo, damn it.
That fucking dog movie.
That fucking dog movie, yeah. I'm glad someone else had to watch that shit.
I haven't seen it. Again, fountain of useless information.
Yeah. The other story that was brought up is on Jeff Jarrett's podcast. They asked, because something had came up in research that the Podfather himself had looked up, and had said that notes from Dave Meltzer is saying, which Dave Meltzer at that time, during that era, I have a little bit more respect for, because he wasn't on AEW's payroll yet. Grunkle Dave had said, creative has mandated that Hogan be on every show when he was in TNA. And so he was like, I want to ask you about that. Like, was that an Office thing that they were saying have him on every show? Was that a Dixie Carter thing? Like, who was thinking that? And he responds to him, and he was like, so read the statement again. He was like, creative says to have Hogan on every show. And he goes, here's the thing. Hogan had creative control.
Yeah.
So Hogan was saying, put Hogan on every.
Yeah.
Put Hogan on every show.
Yeah.
Asshole.
That tracks.
Because at the time that they were there, he was still a big name. I'm not going to deny that. He did bring in eyes. But if he would have been used as an attraction versus being there every damn week,
it'd have made a difference.
It would have made a major difference, because him showing up would have been a special event.
Love him or hate Brock Lesnar, it's a special event when he shows up.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want him to ever come back, but if he comes back, he's gonna bring eyes, because he's a massive talent.
Because of who he is. Hogan gonna Hogan. 100% Big Mike. Hogan gonna Hogan, brother.
That's right. Hogan gonna Hogan. Hogan must pose, brother.
But as we say here, in the words of the immortal Iron Sheik, fuck the Hulk Hogan.
All I can think of is Shawn Michaels. Brother. Anyway. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a fuck Hulk Hogan week.
I mean, it's a fuck Hogan year every year for me, so yeah. Whatever.
I think and nothing like even more scandalous, but I think MVP even said some more like screw Hulk Hogan stuff in his latest podcast too. But you know, it's yeah, fuck Hulk Hogan. That was a good segment. That should be a new thing. I need to get an audio clip of Iron Sheik saying "fuck the Hulk Hogan." I'll make a graphic. We'll do the whole thing. It'll be 100%. A thing.
100%.
All right. A bit of programming news before we move on to just the closing statement of the day. The first one, which I haven't even had a chance to talk to you about yet, over on the Suds and Squared Circle Media podcast, they are doing the awards for the Suds Awards.
I meant to ask you about this.
Yep. So we are presenters of the winner of a category. I just got the results today of the one that we are going to do. I'm not going to say who that is on this show, but catch their show on Friday, August 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are doing the best heel of the year.
Yes.
The nominees for that are Drew McIntyre, MJF, AJ Francis, Jon Moxley, and Gunther. So
okay, whatever. I'm not.
But so those results are in. We will either be there live. That's the part that I haven't discussed with you yet to see if we can be there live, or we will record. It's August 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Friday.
A Friday. That's when he's doing it.
Probably.
Okay.
I'll just put that as a probably because you've met my fiance.
Yes. Regardless,
we may go somewhere on a whim, so who knows?
If we don't, we'll have something pre-recorded that I can send over to him, and we'll do it that way. But either way, you will see us presenting on his award show Friday, August 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern. So check that out.
Yeah, I saw that we were presenting, and I'm like, what the fuck? No one said a word about this to me. But okay, cool.
Nice. That's a good category too.
Big Mike, nice. What plan is Lady Alpha supporting? I missed that.
The Falco Hogan plan?
Oh yeah, that we all support that.
That's right. I don't know. Maybe that was it. Isaiah, welcome in, and it's the actual Isaiah, not the person I always call Isaiah. I feel bad if he's in the chat. So we got that going on. Next week, Tori has a crazy week between going to Dynamite, going to All In. Her fiance's got some stuff going too, so there's gonna be a lot of traveling.
She leaves Thursday for Ohio
to
help her daughter move to Tennessee, and then flies in Tuesday night. She should be in at like 6, so I should be fine.
Yeah.
But flights have been delayed a lot recently. So I don't want to say I'll be here, and then her flight gets delayed, and I'm like, sorry, can't make it.
Yep. So we already have a plan for Tuesday. On Tuesday, currently is planned for me, Big Mike, and Princess Skywalker to all be on the show. I think Sped even said he kind of wanted to be there, so we may throw him in there too. But we're going to have an all-star-studded show next Tuesday. On Thursday, if she can't be a part of it, I might ask one of our friends that has the game if they want to join in, or I might do AI for that one. So that was a nudge, nudge, wink, wink to Big Mike over there if you want to be Tori for a day on her GM mode. Maybe catch out this weekend and see where she is so far. Because I think we'll be at WrestleMania come next Thursday. Because I think we were...
I am going to Dynamite a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
Spending the night, going to the Heels luncheon on Thursday, coming home, driving back down Saturday.
I do not know if there is that category.
I don't know that we need that one. I really don't. I'm honestly not a fan of them using glass. I'm kind of good with the tax. I'm not a fan of glass.
Yeah.
There's too many variables.
I haven't been a fan of light tubes since the Nick Gage incident.
Yes.
Just because that, like, him almost dying was bad. Which, for those of you that haven't seen that, David Arquette's documentary that he did talked about that event. He was there at the time. None of us can compare.
Why I'm the talent.
That's right. That's why I'm always nervous when you leave, because I'm like, I can't do this shit myself. I've seen those numbers.
I dragged you for that.
You did. Absolutely dragged me for that. That's why I'm glad. I think the next time we're doing it as a show, so we can talk shit about other people. It hurt me to have those pointed at me. Jesus.
No, it should be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about Dynamite. Again, I'll be working the Heels table. If you're there, come by, say hi.
Yep.
I will say I'm still getting used to being okay with pictures. So if you show up and want to take a picture with me.
Absolutely. If I can ever get you to meet up with me, maybe be wearing our merch.
Oh no, they're gonna give me a heels shirt. I'm not gonna be able to
okay, fair enough. You might have to, like, while you're there, you might have to tell me if they have any like longer big guy shirts. And if they do, then I would definitely shoot you some money to grab me one while you're there.
Night, Alpha.
Good night.
Okay, the difference between me and RVD, Big Mike, is that people like me. And I'm not 85 trying to have a kid.
Okay, I'll go with the second one. People like RVD. He told a story on a recent podcast he was doing with Maven, which, by the way, he got Maven high, which was fun because apparently Maven hasn't done marijuana since he was on the roster.
With RVD.
With RVD. So that's kind of fun to watch in general. But yeah, no, so apparently RVD talked about the first time he got high. Fun little story. But yeah, it'd be fun seeing you there. I do expect at least like one video with Amanda just saying hi to me. Because
I can't stand you.
What? I'm just saying.
Do you really want me to get a video of Amanda saying hi to you?
Absolutely.
I'm going to message her right now and be like, do me a favor. Okay. Send me this video just for my friend Michael.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I am going to give her my lapel mics, and so if she feels the need to have any sort of conversations while she's there, that she's more than welcome to. No pressure on that, though. Also got her a thing that maybe she can get signed while she's there, which would be a lot of fun. The thing I got you?
Oh, okay. Didn't make sense.
The present I bought you? Jesus Christ.
Look, I've slept, okay? I tried it once, Big Mike, and I wasn't a fan. I tried gummies and it didn't do anything for me.
I did in high school. All it did was make me hungry. I didn't need any help getting fat. So I didn't do it after that. I have tried it here more recently to help me sleep, the edibles and such. Hey, Herb. Welcome in. I will say it's a nice, like, the edibles are a nice sleep thing. Like a specifically,
I tried for that and it didn't help me any, and they tasted so god awful.
They do taste horrible. I will say so the gummies didn't do anything for me either. I did there's a liquid, so it's like the 5-hour energy thing. But you only take like a sip. That knocked me the fuck out. So you might try that. Not that I'm condoning marijuana use, but I'm condoning marijuana use.
I'll condone it. The fuck? What's ICE gonna show up at my house? Come get it.
I was gonna watch Raw last night, but then I got high.
I can't stand you.
I'm gonna watch Tyson get a bite, but then I got high.
Oh,
I missed the whole pay-per-view, and I know why.
Oh my God! Stop.
Cause I got high. That's for you, Lady Alpha. I know you're a partaker. I have it too in my corner. Does that mean you sent me something?
Bitch.
Oh, you did send me something.
It's the heels call from last week. They posted it on YouTube.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I will watch that. I will watch that later. I saw a picture of somebody like right when I opened it up, and I'm like, already? Shit. Okay. Well, yeah, that means we're gonna go and wrap it up. So our outro for this month, obviously was saying a fond farewell to Pride Month. We want to make sure that we don't quit that sentiment, of wrestling being for everybody. So as we head into Independence Day, let's remember that true freedom means the ability to live as your full, authentic self in and out of the ring. Wrestling is for everyone, because freedom isn't just about fireworks or about flags. It's about inclusion, about respect, and about the right to belong. This July, let's celebrate everyone by making a space for every voice in our community. Make sure to catch us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky, and sign up for the Kicking Out 2 Discord right above my head, so that way you can watch Tori's gameplay on our gameplay episodes. Also, so you can drop your thoughts, share your faves, and keep this conversation going. And in the meantime and in between times, thank you everybody for being here in the chat. We will catch you on the next one.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2.